Hey everybody, and welcome to Talk Daily. My name is Eddie, and today we're going to be talking about a subject that I'm pretty sure a lot of you have an opinion about, and that is the California, well, not just in California, but the driver license test. And you might be thinking, oh, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that, and it's a fact, there's a lot of people on the road who have a driver license test, and we all know they cannot drive to save their life. And I'm not trying to offend people out there who have to do drive for a living, who have to drive to commute. I understand you need a driver license, you can get somewhere, but you'll be shocked at the amount of bad decision people are making, and the fact that automotive companies are trying to compensate for that by giving you a lane assist, blind spot monitoring, a car that drives itself, because it's not because of people are gonna do other things in their pastime. It's just that people are bad driver to start with. And you can see the driver license test. I mean, they're doing a good job. Cali, all the DMV are trying to do a good job. You know, they give you the fundamental, which they can the written test, and then they put you behind the wheel and they make you drive in a little in a localized area, making sure that you know to stop and are you looking before you drive, and they're looking for safety. And in my opinion, a lot of the driving you have to be able to handle your vehicle, and that's what I'm trying to get to at this point. A lot of people don't know how to, for example, they do test when you reversing. They do test can you reverse in a straight line. Um, and now new cars have a lot of equipment where it aids you in that. You can look at the monitor and just follow the green line, and you're good to go. But I'm taking it a step further. I'm talking about, and I'm very sure if you guys put it in a comment below some of the experience you had. But and I know I'm not alone in this. But sometimes you're driving and you see some bizarre driving maneuvers that uh, it's like, where did this come from? For example, people don't notice how big their car is. They can't go between two cars. Like one car is here and the space, and then you could totally make a right turn, for example, and they just sit there idling, not knowing they have the capacity to go. Or people don't know what to do when there's an emergency. That is like the worst. Everybody slams on the brakes, right? Everybody goes on the brakes, and in reality, assess the situation. Is the brake the best option? And it's I don't even know why it's not even on DMV. Do people understand? And I know this not must not be news to you, okay? But it should be in the DMV book something called F equal to ma, force equal to mass times acceleration. They gotta be they gotta put that in their head. They have to understand that you cannot decelerate suddenly. I mean, you can. The consequence will be very severe to you. Most likely, you're not gonna survive it. That's what we call hitting a brick wall. You just bam and stop. And people don't understand that they're driving and they slam on their, they keep touching the brakes. Where in reality, it's like maneuver around the situation. There's something in front of you, maneuver around it. Assess the situation. What happened when you hit the brake really hard? Anyways, I mean, I know what happened to my cars. I've done it. Yes. I went to a safe location. You can go to the track. You can go out there in the middle of nowhere on private property, and I'm not encouraging you to do so, but you can again take classes for that. There's skip barber driving school. There's track day events. Take your vehicle, even though it's your daily driver. It's I don't know what it is. A Ford Explorer, I don't know, a Chevy, whatever vehicle you have. Take it to the track and just see what happened when I don't know, I'm doing 40 miles an hour and I have to do emergency brake. What happened to the vehicle? Does it stop in a straight line? Does it go to the right? Does it go to the left? How does it feel like? Because your brain will not be if you are new to it, you're gonna go into tunnel vision and you won't be able to know what's going on. You just go, oh my god, and you tense up, and the airbag will explode in front of your face. God forbid if there's an accident. Of course, not on the track. Um, of course, accident could happen on the track. This way, sign a form, a waiver. But what I'm trying to get to is that there is a very, very low understanding of how your vehicle dynamic is when you have a driver license. People don't know how to control if the back end of the car comes out. They don't know what understeer is. They're confused that the car just gets closer and closer to the wall as it turns the wheel, and I wonder why my car is not turning, because the entry speed is so high. You are not gonna clear that turn, and here comes the wall, um, or whatever obstruction might be. Or if you're lucky, there's no obstruction, your vehicle just skids off and understeers. Those term understeer, oversteer, um, understanding the dynamics of your car. I'm not saying everybody should be a rally driver. I believe we're in Norway, if I'm not mistaken. I saw that. Uh, I um, I think I saw it on. I forgot what it was. I think it was Top Gear or something. If you know what Top Gear is, please Google it, watch it. It's old, but it's amazing. The British Top Gear, not the American. I love the American, but I mean, there's no similarity. Again, I'm not sponsored by either or. I'm just saying, do yourself a favor and watch the episode when I talk about the driver license. And uh, yeah, we do in Southern California, our road conditions tend to be ideal. Very little rain, good condition, but come on. We need a little bit more than go in a circle, hit the brake, put your blinker on, do the stupid hand signal. Oh, my blinker's not working. How many times you've seen people that blinker's not working? Most people don't turn on their blinker. It's not like they need to do that stupid hand wave. Or what, are we living in 1920s? Like, what is it? Model T? I'm stopping. Right, left. I'm stopping. What is it? No, here you go. That's I'm stopping. Right and left. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. I'm worried about people like getting on the freeway doing 20 miles and 30 miles, 20 miles an hour. Like, what are you doing? The traffic is zooming by at 70 and you're doing 20. And I'm driving, I don't know, I'm driving a 2.4 liter Honda Accord that weighs 500 pounds, 5 million ton. I don't have acceleration power. I want to put my foot down, burn all that gas, hit VTEC and go and try to merge into traffic. Behind you, what are you doing? 20. Of course, you don't care because I'm behind you. If someone's gonna hit, they're gonna hit me. I'm the big bumper cushion that you have. So it's just odd. You see this very poor driving. You see people like clenched up on the steering wheel and they're all scared. I understand some people might find driving to be scary and an unnecessary chore, and they have to do it because they need to make a living. I understand that, but at the same time, they should. The information is out there now to remove or to assist you with that fear or whatever the problem that you have, so you are able to perform better. Because again, I'm sharing the road with them. We are sharing the road with everybody. This is a public road. Uh, if you're unable to drive safely, can you imagine your pilot? Let's say you're traveling. Yeah, there's a pandemic right now, I know, but let's say you're traveling, going to your favorite place, and the pilot goes, you know what, I'm not so sure about accelerating here. I'll just wait now. Should I go? Oh, God, I'll go now. What's going on? Why are you being so odd? You know? Yeah, what's going on with that pilot? And that's how I feel like some of these drivers. You see people just, of course, I'm not talking about the distracted driver, okay? I am not talking about distracted drivers. Distracted is distracted. You could be the best driver in the world, okay? Michael Schumacher was distracted. What happened? No, I don't think he was distracted, but I don't want to talk. Poor guy. But anybody, it could be me, it could be you. If we are being distracted, we're not paying attention to the road, and the consequence of it will be a crash or something silly like I'm not accelerating, getting on the freeway in a proper manner, or I am touching my brakes constantly because, oh my God, there's a turn, brake, turn, brake, turn. Why are you braking in a turn? Why? Well, you think your car is gonna just slide off the road? The car is not gonna slide off the road. Just drive, get to your destination. Again, if you're distracted and you're playing with your phone or whatever's going on, and that's why you're touching the brakes, well, that's not what we're talking about. This episode is not about distracted driving. We're talking about people who are not in control of their vehicle to an optimal level, and they're confiscating with it by slowing down, thinking that slowing down is safe. Slowing down has nothing to do with safety. Slowing down is just you're slow. And they say, oh, speed kills. What? No, sudden stop kills. Stop with the speed kills. What speed? Oh, okay, I'm doing again, everything is relative. If you're doing 200 miles an hour on a public road that's designed for utmost at whatever the speed limit, 65, then yeah, you're just a maniac at that point. That's irrelevant. That is just sheer stupidity. We're not talking about sheer stupidity and risking your life and other people's life. We're simply talking about you're driving at the within the speed limit, but you're on that spectrum of that horrible spectrum of I don't know what I'm doing. but they have a driver license, and it makes you wonder, how did you take that test and you passed? I understand there's a written test, and there's a written test, and then there's a driving test, and you could fail a couple of times, and people fail it, and we always think that the group of people who fail it is probably like the young or the very very young or very very old. In reality, no, it's all kind of people. It doesn't matter how old you are. It has to do with, are you mechanically in tune to the vehicle? And one more point: a lot of these people get in their cars and they don't know how a vehicle works. Can you imagine? Everything else requires you to understand mechanically how to operate something, right? If you get a license to scuba dive, you know how your regulator works, you know how your fins are working, and you understand the concept of, oh, okay, I'm sucking in compressed air and how it works, right? A rebreather, whatever. All these, you have some knowledge of it. You'd be surprised how many people have cars and don't even know where the battery is, what the engine does. They don't know. It's just, oh, I know. They know the finances, the leasing it, and then, oh, my car's scratched, my car is dirty, and that's about it. Don't even know they have a flat. They're driving with a flat, and it's like, did you know your car have a flat? Or the lights are not on. Do you know your lights are not on? How could you? I'm sorry. I'm just. There's so. I bet you I am not the only one. I am not the only one saying this. How can you be driving with no lights on in the middle of the night? Honey, do you see where you're going?
No, dear, I don't see anything. It looks fine.
But I don't know. I'm just making a stupid comment, but a stupid impression. But really, you don't know your lights are not on. And here's my favorite one. I mentioned the braking. I call them the brake tappers, like brake checking, whichever. And I'm very sure it's not. It's prevalent throughout the world. Again, I understand. Some cars, their instrument lights up constantly, so you don't know if your lights are on because your instrument lights are on, and at night. But you should be. I mean, and I know they have daytime running light. But modern cars right now have sensors, the lights will turn on, I think, but it's an option. I don't think it's a standard equipment, federally mandated. But it almost feels like, what are you doing when you get in your car? Turn on the light. I understand the sun just went down or is dusk. I'm talking about like 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night, or like in a or like a 7 o'clock at night in the winter, when it's super dark. It baffles me. Or as I said, like the people who think anytime there's a turn, I gotta touch my brakes. Anytime there's a turn, I gotta touch my brakes. I From an enthusiast perspective, yeah, we like to brake on the turn because we want to put the weight of the vehicle forward, so the contact patch on the front tires exerts its weight on, and we get better traction. You think these people are thinking that way? No. It's just think, oh my god, a turn brake. It's almost like they want to be in a very, they don't want to feel any G forces. They just want it to be smooth. If you don't want it to be smooth, you don't need to be on the brake. Just don't go too fast. Don't take that curve very quickly. Don't let your brake. Just don't do anything. Just, if you're, the freeways are designed to accommodate 65 miles an hour unless it's dictated so. And I'm speaking again in one of my local area. It depends where you're driving at. There are speed signs that tell you how fast you can drive. But it's the speed limit by law. The roads are built to exceed that. I'm not encouraging for you to go quickly, but the road are built to exceed that speed limit. If the off-ramp, the exit off the freeway. I'm talking about freeway because that's when speed is involved. Oh, that could happen on the road. If it said this exiting, I don't know, 20 miles an hour, I guarantee if you do 25, you're not gonna fly off that turn. Okay, the road, it's not that bad. Okay, it's designed to be able to handle above that. How much above? I don't want to discuss that. It's irrelevant. I'm not out here telling you to go faster than the speed limit. I'm just letting you know that you can do that 20 miles an hour. There is no reason to be touching your brakes constantly. Again, if it's a downhill, yeah, and if your car is gonna run away, yeah, of course you gotta touch the brakes. But I see people are just touching the brakes and it's just a flat surface and it's not exiting off the freeway. It's a continuation of the road and they're just, here you go, brakes. Why? And on the other crazy spectrum, you find that people are driving extremely quick. And then, okay, again, these guys are in a league of their own, right? You're driving, you see a guy just zooming by, and you're like, wow, is that a GTR? Is that a Ferrari? No, it's a Hyundai SUV with mismatched tires. Oh, I didn't say mismatched tires, but I'm like, dude, this is not the car for that. You want to drive like this, have the proper tools. And second, what are you doing in that speed? I don't know. So again, I just had to say that because there's also the very fast people, okay? And I have as much a problem I have with people who drive very quickly as people drive very poorly. But the people who drive quickly, again, they don't have no concept that their vehicle works. It's not like they're really not performance drivers. It's just risk takers. They just put their foot down and say, it's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna turn my wheel. I'm gonna turn the wheel, and they don't know what's going on with the car. Luckily, the engineers who made the car, and a lot of smart people out there in the government who allowed this regulation to take effect as far as like implementing safety equipment in the vehicle are the reason why this idiot who's going very, very quickly is not crashing, hitting that wall. I've seen that. And again, I know you guys have seen it in your daily experience. You've seen again, I mentioned SUVs because they have very high center of gravity, and they're doing some crazy maneuvers that go back 20 years ago, the SUV would be like, doop, would literally flip. But by some miracle of again, not miracle, by just some proper engineering, the traction controls kick in, stability control kick in, and it's just keeping that car from just on the edge of grip on those tires, and it's just enough so that guy could think that he's actually going between cars zigzagging, when in reality he's literally riding on a knife edge. Um, so I wish that the driver license, in conclusion, I wish that the driver license, of course, beside the written test, they give the driver a more a knowledge of how the vehicle works. I understand all cars are different. Okay, there's we have all kind of cars, hydrogen, electric, etc. But you gotta be some knowledge of what the vehicle does, how it works, how to operate it, and how to control it in case of an emergency. What do you do when your car slide? Um, what do you do when your car understeers? They mention it in the DMV, but you need to do it in practice. Definitely the braking. Let people know, experience what it feels like to hit, especially in their own vehicle. This is what you're going to be driving every day. Okay, go quickly and slam on the brakes and tell me how do you like it. Tell me what happened. And most likely, people are going to slam on a brake and they're going to go into that tunnel vision and they're not going to see anything. And then show them the distance of where you hit the brake and where you stop, and show them how far it is. It takes a lot of energy to slow you down. It's a heavy vehicle traveling at excessive speed. There's a lot of force in there, and to take all that energy and dissipate it into heat using the brakes, of course, that takes a time. It's not gonna happen instantaneously. Okay. So yeah, that's my point. The conclusion: we just need more educated drivers. We need to offer people that course, whether to be mandatory or not. In the perfect world, it'll be mandatory, but it should be at least offered as a supplement to your, not a supplement, but as an extra. You get your driver license. Hey, you want to take this? I don't know. I will give it a cool name so people will take it. Offensive driving. It's not offensive driving where they're trying to dictate and control the road, but you want to take this defensive driving test. It's optionary. You want it, yes or not. And if you take it, you maybe get a little, I don't know, a little plus on your driver license. I don't know whether it's going to be used against you if you're driving. Again, that's a different subject, but it's good to have that. And that's the whole point of everything, because I see people are driving, and I'm pretty sure you guys, everybody watching, agrees with me. People are horrible decision making, or like the lack confidence. Again, I'm not talking about distracted driver. Distracted driver could be anybody. Anybody could be me, you. Anybody could be a distracted driver. And I'm not talking about people who are uh, they have some medical condition or a situation that and again, that's a different subject. Okay, so I'm just speaking in general. You're getting your driver license. I wish they offer a course like that where you could also take if you want. I would love for it to be mandatory. Like, get in that car. No. You get in a car. Go ahead, drive. Hit the brake really hard. Take a sharp turn. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're doing 40 miles an hour. Turn the wheel. Show me what happens. And you're just gonna understeer. Um, uh, just understanding that concept. Teach people about, proper maintenance of their tires. You need proper maintenance. Just basic. If they follow it or not, it's up to them. But at least just give them the awareness. And never know. Maybe it saves lives. I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? It saves some lives. Um, what's the worst gonna happen? You take it and okay, because these things are not gonna be show and tell. It's not exactly gonna be like repeat the, go ahead and brake again and brake again, go in straight line, hit the brakes. Well, how many times are you gonna apply the brakes? Well, the same gonna be same consequence. I mean, your brake pads will wear out eventually. You might not be able to repeat the same stop. It's not. It's just for you to be familiar with your vehicle. Give them a space where they can do it safely, exercise it, and part of the DMV learning experience, part of the DMV getting your license is maybe that course you completed. But anyway, so those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment below what do you guys think. If you think it's something that's positive, or I'm just out of my mind here and I'm just talking about a problem that doesn't exist. Hey, that could be it. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that when I'm driving around, I see some erratic driving. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But anyway, let me know in the comment below. And as always, thanks for watching. My name is Eddie, and this Talk Daily. See you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.